People keep asking why you almost never hear about Northern women. Let me tell you the reality of a Northern woman's life. In 2017, I left Lagos to Kano to further my education, and I experienced the biggest culture shock of my life. At first, it was the obvious things: dressing, the accent, and the way women carried themselves. But very quickly, the real shock wasn't how they dressed, it was how they were conditioned to think. As a Northern woman, once you're born and you come of age, you must go to school, either the Arabic school or Western education. If you're lucky to escape child marriage, you move on to secondary school. If you're still lucky, maybe university. But if luck runs out at any point and you get married, your husband may allow you continue your education or he may not. I was in the university, so I mingled mostly with women who were opportuned. Trust me when I say this, their biggest fear wasn't failure, poverty, or even bad marriage. Their biggest fear was not being married before 25. Because once you clock 25, you're considered old. So many women trying to escape that label jump into marriages they are not prepared for, marriages they later jump out of, sometimes because of abuse, disappointment, or even because the fantasy didn't match the reality. In many cases, the dream wasn't even the marriage itself, it was the wedding, more specifically, the kayan lefe, those bridal boxes the groom brings. Amongst aunties and mothers, it becomes competition. Who brought the biggest lefe, who brought the most expensive one, and most importantly, who wore the heaviest gold. For many Northern women, especially the poor or the middle class, the ultimate dream was simple: to marry who she chooses, or at least a rich bachelor. Because sometimes the alternative is marrying a rich man who is already old and has multiple wives. And that is seen as a better evil than staying unmarried at 25. Sometimes she even meets the love of her life, but families will insist she marries her cousin, or the man she loves will first have to marry his cousin because they can add outsiders later. Let's be honest, the rich marry the rich, while the poor and middle-class families sit back and watch the weddings, arguing over which rich family wore heavier gold. From childhood, the Northern woman is trained to be meek, quiet, and submissive. And the moment you deviate, raise your voice, especially on issues society has labeled as man's matter, you become a problem, become an outcast. You get branded names, sometimes even called a prostitute. And just like that, your chances of marriage becomes very thin. This is not theory, it's the social conditioning I have witnessed personally. If you're from the North and your experience is different, say it.